Hello, everyone. It's a beautiful day in Philadelphia. We are in spring. The trees are swaying in the air. The breeze is beautiful. The weather's immaculate. It is absolutely gorgeous out there. And today, I was really thinking about this idea that's just gnawing at me, and I really feel it's worth discussing. So, a lot of people talk about this idea of one day when I'm rich, or this fantasy of, hey, soon enough, something's gonna happen. I'm gonna have a viral moment. I'm gonna blow up on TikTok. I'm gonna win the lottery. I'm gonna marry somebody that's rich, and all my financial troubles will just disappear. While there's truth to that, and there's the possibility of that happening, I'm a firm believer that there's a missing step here. So, very rarely do people go from broke to rich. There's a midpoint. There's a step two that people are forgetting, overlooking, not considering. And that midpoint is financial stability. So, being broke is you don't live below your means. The rent is coming up. You're stressed out. You don't really know your finances. You don't have any budgets. You don't have any savings. You don't have any financial awareness at all whatsoever. That's being broke. It's a very stressful position to be in. It's being in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, you can't think clearly. It is absolutely impossible. Then there's the midpoint, which is financial stability, and that's financial awareness. You're aware of how much you spend on food. You're aware of how much is going into your savings. You're aware of how much is going into a separate account, just preparing for random expenses, birthdays, things of that nature, right? Gasoline, utilities, all that stuff is on auto pay. You know how much you pay for that. Your income is stable. You know how much you generate per month. If you're not a salary employee, you're an hourly employee, but you know how much money comes in every single month on average. That's financial stability. You're not worried about groceries. You're not worried about the rent. The rent is on auto pay. That's financial stability. A lot of people overlook that step in the equation, which I think is probably the most important step. And the reason for that is if you can manage $3,000 a month successfully, then you'll be able to manage $30,000 a month successfully. It's the same exact skill. And that's a skill that I learned through trading, because if you have a $1,000 account, I would trade that account the same exact way that I would trade a $1 million account. It's the same process. It's the same from day to day. It doesn't change. So the idea of financial stability before becoming rich is absolutely vital for a person to understand that there is a middle step before you get to that last step. And one of the key philosophies that I'm very serious about is you don't have to be rich to stop being broke. And that comes from the mentality of, where can I trim expenses? Am I living below my means? You see, I don't have financial problems. I'm not concerned about it. I'm not telling you that I'm the richest person in the world. I'm just being straight up with you. I'm not worried about money. The rent is on auto pay. My utilities are on auto pay. My car payment's on auto pay. I don't need to worry about any of those things. The one thing I do have to worry about is, am I budgeting correctly? Am I doing things intelligently? Am I overspending in certain areas needlessly? So I'll give you a quick example. I was looking at my finances and I was noticing that my grocery bill went up around $200 a month. And I'm like, how the hell did my grocery bill just go up like $300 per month? And so I did an audit. I sent my bank statement to my AI agent. She broke it down and basically told me, you're spending excessively on protein. So she said, why are you going to Whole Foods when you can go to ShopRite down the street and you will be saving $200 a month on protein? So I thought to myself, well, I'll go to ShopRite. Let's see what's going on at ShopRite. So I went to ShopRite, and lo and behold, the freaking produce is cheaper. The protein is cheaper. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous how much I was spending at Whole Foods. But if I don't look into these things, if I don't consider these things, then I'm never going to break out of that loop, out of that cycle. And this is something else that I had to do when I first came to Philadelphia, because I'm from California. So when I first came to Philadelphia, I used to drink regularly. I used to smoke weed regularly, and it was just fun. It was the environment that I grew up in. But then I looked at my finances and I'm like, yo, like I'm spending 250 a month on weed. I'm spending 200 a month on alcohol, if not more. That's $400-500 a month on weed and alcohol that can be going towards financing my future. Now, is it easy to quit these things? Absolutely not. I mean, it was a challenge. It took me some time to really taper off substances, but when I looked at the big picture, it was obvious that by not drinking and smoking, I was saving an enormous amount that I was then able to invest in my education towards learning how to day trade. And now I have a skill that really freaking pays. Now, it's difficult in the moment because you're like, it's fun. You want to hang out with your friends. You want to go drink. You want to go smoke. You want to go party. You want to hit the club. You want to hit the after hours in Center City. You just want to live it up. It's freaking amazing. I mean, it is. It's an amazing time. But are you willing to sacrifice right now delayed gratification versus instant gratification for a better life in the future? That is the primary question that every individual needs to ask themselves. And if the answer is no, you're not willing to delay gratification, that's okay. Just accept where you're at and accept that you're going to be there for a very long time or forever. But if you don't like your circumstances, if you don't like where you're at, if you don't like where your life is going, then I do think it's worth considering that perhaps there's a significant change that needs to occur. People want their whole lives to change, but are not willing to change themselves. And that just confuses me because the external world doesn't change. You change. And then your circumstances change. All right, guys, so that's my rant for today. I would love some feedback. Drop some comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm going to continue to create content simply because I don't see a reason why not. Feel free to check out selfmasterytrading.com below. If you guys have any questions, drop a comment, shoot me a DM on my socials. I have all my socials linked right here on YouTube, and I hope that this message is useful to anybody listening. It's super important to think stability before freedom. There's a middle step that we all need to consider before we get to financial independence. All right, guys, have a beautiful week. Take care. Peace.